Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chocolate Things Podcast. I missed all my little chocolate drops. It's been a while. To be honest with you, I think I did drop one episode last year. 2024 was a year. And not in one of those bad ways. It was a year of determination, I'll tell you that. But I did have to take a break. I'm sorry I left y'all. But today, I just got inspired. I was doing laundry, doing my regular Saturday cleanup, because Sundays I want to do nothing. So Saturdays are the day. I was going through my laundry and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a podcast, because I was looking at the shirt. It said Chocolate Things Podcast, and I was like, wow, I definitely just left all my little chocolate drops all by themselves. So, I had to come back. But when I came to come back, I wanted to come back 6 months ago, but the app changed. So now we're on Riverside, partnering with Spotify with it. So I kind of had to learn their platform. This is my first ever video podcast. The video podcast is only available on Spotify. So for all my chocolate drops that aren't listening on Spotify, you won't be able to see me, but you'll have all the audio from the video recordings I drop. I just wanted to post something. I wanted to get back out there. So I had a really cool idea. I have this, the classic. You got to keep them little, what's it called? Pepperidge Farm containers, because it's good quality. But in 2020, when I first founded my podcast, I made a bunch of topic questions that I wanted to go over. And I thought it would be fun for me to pull them out and answer, because honestly, I do not remember what I wrote. And I think I had my friends help me too. So there's, hopefully nothing crazy in here, but I'll only ever give you the truth. Might tell you a joke, but what? I'll never tell you a lie. Let's see what our first topic is. A story. Story time. I'm trying to think of like a funny story time. I'm going to come back to that one. I'm going to think, because I have one that's going to be hilarious when I figure it out. Ooh, we are getting deep. Parental support after 18 years old. I can't make this up, guys. It's on the sheet. I cannot make this up. I think it's a blessing, because, I hate to say it, but legally, a parent's responsibility is only until a child is 18. Ethically, I think you should always care for your child. I believe that you're a parent forever. So my opinion on parental support after 18 is that if they're able to support you, then they should. But if you don't need it, then that shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. That's all. I'm not going to say too much on that, because I feel like it's going to get real controversial. But also, I want to bring in a guest for that. We about to be rolling through, and I still don't have a story. Ooh, dating. Okay, I can talk about dating. Dating is hard. Dating is very hard. I did not realize how much effort it takes, how much energy it takes, and how much you have to put yourself out there. So for those of my listeners who have been with me since the beginning, but just recently I did get in a relationship. Sorry, I get shy. Now that I'm looking at these cards, I feel like I should have gave myself more specific questions, but it's just supposed to be a broad topic, a discussion. My thoughts on dating is hard. When I got out my last relationship, it was hard to date. Like, I was to myself. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just working on me. I don't want to say I was on a revenge tour, because that sounds bitter. Like, I wasn't after him or anything, but it was for me. Like, I need to avenge myself, because I need to care more. Clearly, I was not caring about myself, and I need to care more. So I took time to myself. I took a lot of time. I was single for like 2 or 3 years. That's not a lot to me, because I've been single almost my whole life. That was my first relationship. So being single is not new to me. It was peaceful. I loved being single. I mean, it was just, I was going to work and I was going out. I had no idea life could be that peaceful. I was doing what I wanted. It was great. When it came to dating, I just had no interest. It took so much effort And I just felt like it's unfair for me to even try and get out there and date if I can't even bring that energy in the first place. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to come to you with half energy and expect you to have full energy with me, you know? It's just not fair. So I didn't do much dating until recently. I accidentally ended up meeting somebody on like a random night that I wasn't even supposed to be going outside that night. So I feel like things happen when they're supposed to happen. And I did my time rebuilding myself. I got my shit together, y'all. I got my shit so together. It is crazy. Like, I really wish I had been making episodes during the time so that you guys can see the progress. But all I can do is retell my stories, share what I've learned, and keep growing with y'all. All right, let's see. What does this say? Social media. I'm a big fan of social media, honestly. TikTok, I used to be one of those where I was like, I'm not getting on TikTok. I'm not doing it. You guys aren't getting me on that app. And then I saw some cooking videos on TikTok and I was like, hold on. Is that steak on some garlic noodles? That kind of look good. Ooh, this is so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. All right. So I got on there originally looking for food recipes because I love to cook in my free time. And then I got to the funny side of TikTok. And when I tell you, TikTok sucks you in and has you scrolling for hours. So I love TikTok. That's probably my number one app. If they ban it, I'm going to just have to take my L. Somebody reincarnate Vine. We need something funny, please. Instagram, I really don't do too much on Instagram. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal that much to me. It's one of those apps that I just get on when I'm bored and just do stuff. Twitter, ever since they changed the name to X, I don't really be looking on there. So it's just TikTok. That's all. Oh, Facebook. I have been on Facebook because those people, them Facebook people is just out of pocket and funny. Like, they will start the day at 7 a.m. with some crazy ass shit that you ain't even heard of. So I do love me some Facebook. I let it go old school. All right. Not gonna do that one, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. That one was a little too deep, and I would like to have a group for that. What do we have? Mindfulness. Okay, so during the time I made these, I was going through a lot mentally, and I found this book called The Power of Now by Eric something, and it kind of changed my whole perspective and outlook on life. So it's nice that this topic got brought back up because mindfulness is something that has really helped me. I've benefited so much. It's funny because in high school, they used to make us take like 5 minutes during announcements for like a moment of mindfulness. And in my head, I was like, this is so silly. There's no way this works. And as I got older, I started learning more about mindfulness. It's not just being silent. It's being aware. It's being present. It's learning yourself. Because I think that's the hardest thing people struggle with is learning themselves. It's hard to know the person you're growing into. It's hard to know what's really you versus what's been instilled in you. So once you get a better sense of yourself, and you're never going to completely know yourself because humans are constantly growing and expanding our horizons. We're constantly molding ourselves to different things. We're going to new environments all the time. So you're never just going to 100% know yourself, but there are certain things that you know for 100%. 100%, I know I would never compromise any of my core values, like my integrity or my morals, things like that. There's certain shit that you just know. But, man, how did I even see? Sometimes I just get on tangents, but man, I feel like I'm back. Chalk is back, y'all. Mindfulness. Everyone should practice mindfulness. If you have not heard of it, please just take 5 minutes out your day. Search up mindfulness. And another thing that I do in the mornings is when I wake up, the first thing I want to hear is my mindfulness music. So when I wake up, I put on my little mindfulness music for a minimum of 5 minutes. And that little 5 minutes really clears my head, gets me in the mood for the day. Because sometimes you don't want to wake up to other people's words. Sometimes you just want to wake up to peace, and peace can sound like a violin or a guitar. But that's just me. To each their own. If you guys have your own method, use that. But mindfulness is the way I go. Let's see. What we got up next. Ooh. Code switching. Okay. All right. I'm going to put code switching in a different light, because I feel like whenever people bring up code switching, we're always talking about Black people and how they have to code switch. Code switching is not just across races. Code switching is across environments. And what I mean when I say that is you have to talk different in different environments. I hate to tell you, but that's life. There's a time and a place for everything. I know your parents done said that to you before. There's a time and place for everything. That's why code switching exists. For example, I have 2 jobs. They are 2 completely different jobs. My first job, I work with kids with autism. My second job, I work at a music venue. So I code switch daily. In the mornings, all right, friend, let's do this. Okay, we're about to put our lunch up. At nights, I'm like, all right, I need you guys over here. I need this done. I need that. So I feel like code switching, everyone does it more than they think. And sometimes it gets a bad connotation, like, oh my gosh, why do we have to code switch? Black people shouldn't have to code switch. And everyone has to code switch. I think the debate that people get confused with, they try and put code switching and Ebonics together. If you guys don't know what Ebonics is, look it up. I'm not going to give you a history lesson. I'm not certified for that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that topic there. Whenever it gets a little on the waters where I'm like, I might get 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to risk it. I think I kind of like this video platform. Just let me know what you guys think as well. I'm trying new stuff. Look, I'm just trying to learn this new site. Let's see what our next one is. Ugh. A book review. Now that is interesting. How about I'll do the book review on my next episode, because I actually have a book that I'm almost done reading. Book review, next episode. You know, these cards are neat, giving me a lot of ideas. Let's see what we're doing next. So, this one says relationships, and I'm going to be honest, I don't too much care to speak on this topic with myself. This is more of a topic that I prefer to speak with a group about, because I mean, I'm not a relationship guru. I'm no Oprah or nothing, or whoever be making those matches. I'm not one of them. So I'm not about to sit on here by myself and just spew stuff about relationships. But when I have my next guest, that will be the first topic we cover. All right, so I'm going to choose one more. And then I'm just going to cut the video, and hopefully you guys love it. And I keep consistently posting content. Let's see what our closer outer is. Ooh. This one says hot seat. Beliefs, talents, values, etc. I consider myself spiritual. I believe in God. I was raised Catholic. But I just consider myself spiritual. Now, my talents. Can you still call it a talent if you don't remember how to do it? I grew up playing the clarinet. I actually used to be really good. And I also used to play the guitar. I remember we lived next door to this mariachi band, so I would watch their dog. And then they gave me free guitar lessons. I cannot believe I let that talent flop. I'm very upset at myself. And I think when I go home, I'm going to bring my guitar back. And yeah. So, I might be doing more than podcasts. I might start dropping, music on here or something. But you're going to have to give me a couple months. I got to remember myself. But a couple things I value are honesty. Honesty is one of the things I hold highest, because if you can't be honest with yourself and you can't be honest with me, there's no point in anything happening. I cannot stand somebody who cannot be honest, because what am I gonna do? We're both adults. We're too old to be lying to people. I don't believe in lying to people, because you don't lie to people you care about. I don't care. Oh, it's for their own good. You don't lie to people you care about. So honesty is one of the things I hold highest. And honesty and trust go hand in hand. I feel like that's kind of known already. But honesty and trust, those would be my two top values. So, funny story. So I remember at my night job, because I told y'all I work at a music venue. So I'm outside, just walking around the building, just checking things out. And, Calvin walks up with G Herbo. And he like, hey, we go call my manager, Paul. All right. He came up, he was like, hey, I need Paul. I told him I was going to bring my friend Herb. So the whole time I'm starstruck. I'm over there looking at G Herbo like, wow. Like, did this just happen? Like, on some movie shit. I am starstruck. So I'm like, okay. I'm on the walkie. I'm like, Paul, come in, Paul. Everybody else but Paul is responding. My other manager, we're going to call her Amanda. My other manager, Amanda, she was like, hey, what's up? This is Amanda. What you need? I said, no, I need Paul for this. Paul come down, and he like, oh, all right, let's go. But I think that's my story. In that moment, I was just so shocked and starstruck. And I didn't even know I'd get starstruck. Like, you never know until you're in that situation. So hopefully I'll have a funnier one next time. I wasn't prepared. It was on the spot. But all right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to my first video podcast. Just a reminder, the video version is only available on Spotify. So I'm sorry to all my chocolate drops that aren't listening on Spotify. But you guys will still have the audio. I try and make the audio as entertaining as the visual. I'm really not doing anything. It's just me sitting here with a microphone and a green screen. I do have some cool earrings on, though. They're cracked eggs. But yeah, it's nothing interesting. You guys aren't missing nothing. But just keep up with me, guys. I am determined. I will be consistent this year. I promise. I will not let my chocolate drops down. Thanks for tuning in, guys.